I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic, joined by Jack the Jobber, and that was quite an eventful Raw after Mania.
So tired, not just from WrestleMania weekend, but from an eventful ass Raw as well.
A lot that happened.
A lot.
First of all, thank you very much to everyone who joined us for our live stream for Raw tonight. We'll be doing the same tomorrow night for SmackDown Live. Next week also is the Superstar Shake-Up, and we will do a live stream for that also. Cannot wait. Let's take a look at what happened at the Raw after Mania. So we open with a promo from the new Universal Champion, Seth Rollins. He comes out and says that he didn't do anything to Lesnar that Lesnar wouldn't have done to him, referring, of course, to the hoof to the balls.
Yeah, the balls. Really good reception for Rollins as well. Obviously, the crowd after Mania are always really hot. And I think it was a good choice to open the show as well. But then he was interrupted by only bloody Big E. Not just Big E, it wasn't just Big E.
No, it wasn't just Big E. The New Day music hit.
Yeah, Big E's voice and the rest of the New Day, they all came out. And basically, there was a bit of tension going on. Because it was like, I think Seth at one point said something like, well, this isn't Tuesday, this is Monday. Kofi and them were like, whoa.
Monday Night Rollins, Jesus.
That's absolutely correct.
So Kofi says that he was watching in the back in the locker room, watching the main event of WrestleMania 35, watching that title, not unification, but both titles on the line. He thought, that's a good idea. Why don't we do one as the main event tonight? Kofi Kingston, the new WWE champion, taking on the new Universal champion, Seth Rollins. And Seth agrees. That's your main event for tonight. Thoughts?
Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe my eyes.
We'll get to the main event in due time. But yeah, a great way to open the show. Next up is the new Raw Tag Team Champions, Curt, Hawkins and Zack Ryder taking on the former champions, the Revival. And you know what? I think this match was probably a little bit better than the WrestleMania match.
I enjoyed it. The one at Mania had the very long heat segment with the Revival just beating down Curt,
cutting off the ring,
cutting off the ring. Whereas this one was a little bit more, you could sort of sense the Revival were kind of desperate to get their titles back, as they should be. So that made sense in a way.
Absolutely, lots and lots of roll-up attempts. The Revival ending with hitting a shatter machine.
And it was like, oh, they're going to lose because it all.
I think a lot of us expected that as well.
Especially with Zack Ryder in 2016, I think it was, losing his IC title the day after WrestleMania as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Hawkins gets another chance roll up. He is now 2-0. Well, he's not 2-0. He's 2 and lots and lots and lots.
He's 2 and 269.
The babyfaces retain the tag team championships, which is a surprise. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. I don't see them holding onto the belts for too long.
No.
But I'd be happy if they get a few months out of it.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Crowd really behind them.
Decent
Good match.
Yeah, pretty good stuff.
Next up, out comes the man who beat Kurt Angle in his retirement match at WrestleMania 35, Baron Corbin, and he has serious heat.
Yeah, he does. The crowd were booing him a lot.
Yeah, and I was worried that this would turn into sort of X-Pac heat, I guess, that people just wouldn't care. They would be so disappointed in the result that they would just sort of boycott him in a way, I guess.
But it kind of proves that it worked, I guess, in a way, because they were booing him a lot. He was getting real legit heat.
Yeah, I'm not anti-Angle going out on his back at all. No. Not even slightly. I wasn't sure that Baron should be the man to do it. But you know what? Maybe this did work.
Maybe, in a strange way. But then he was interrupted by Kurt Angle, who came out and said, you know what? You were the better man last night. I'm now officially retired and I wish you all the luck going forwards. And then he shook his hand and then went, bad luck. Oh! Angle slam, ankle lock, Margin A. He still can't walk. He's just a sexy Kurt. Now, I didn't know what to think about this because Baron was tapping out and I thought, does this take away a bit from... I mean, everyone's only going to really remember the WrestleMania result. But he's tapping out one night after beating him clean and I don't know. That wasn't the point of this segment.
No, it wasn't.
The point of it was what happened next.
Absolutely. I guess, debuting. They've been teasing his debut on the main roster for a long time.
Yeah.
Is the NXT star, Lars Sullivan, who it's actually great to see make his debut because it's been in question for so long. He's reportedly been dealing with a lot of mental health, anxiety issues. So it's really, really good to see him here. He hits Angle with the freak accident and then a big old diving headbutt.
Yeah.
Which was surprising to see. Standing tall to close the segment. Lots and lots of heat for him as well. I think it was a really effective way of debuting. I do feel like it maybe hurt Baron Corbin. Maybe Corbin should have been standing tall here, but still a really effective debut for Lars Sullivan.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
Next up in her return match, Alexa Bliss takes on Bayley. She requested this, I think, via social media. It was a pretty short one. It was a weird match.
She kind of squashed her a little bit. It was so weird. Alexa, I mean, this was clearly supposed to be like Alexa's big return to the ring. Here we go. She's back in competition and she's picking up a really straightforward win with the DDT. And I'm in two minds because it was great to see Alexa back wrestling, and it was great to see her pick up a win. But equally, I don't know if it should have been over Bayley, and I don't know. I'm worried now that now they've lost the titles, are Sasha and Bayley just going to slide back down again because they weren't in a good position before they won the titles?
You mentioned on the stream that this sort of gave a hint of maybe Bayley being in the doghouse a little bit.
I don't know. There was a snap reaction to that, but I think, with the benefit of a little bit of hindsight, an hour or so after the show, I think maybe it was just to make Alexa look really strong. They're going to push Alexa again.
Yeah, totally. It was an unexpected result at WrestleMania with the Iconics picking up the titles. I guess an expected result here, a little bit quicker than expected.
Yeah,
it wasn't quite a squash. There was back and forth. It was all right.
It was all right. It was a decent match. I have very mixed opinions on it. Excuse me. So I don't know, but hopefully it's not a sign of Bayley sliding down the card again. It's just the start of a big push for Alexa, and that's all we need to worry about.
Next out comes the man, the SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, to the ring. She cuts a promo. An interesting part of this promo, I thought, is when she said, "Ronda Rousey, I'll be waiting for you when you stop sulking."
I'd like to see a rematch, because obviously the ending of WrestleMania was a little bit scrappy. Yeah. One thing that I did notice was the crowd kind of weren't really affected by that. They were cheering so much for Becky Lynch, and it was nice to see them sort of put the issues with the end of that match aside and just prove that she remains one of the most popular wrestlers around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think it needs a rematch because of that weird ending, and I do want to see that singles match between Becky and Ronda.
Yeah, the wording of that promo sort of gave the indication that Ronda is going for a period of time.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see her anytime soon.
You don't think?
No, but it gives the impression Becky's a fighting champion. She's waiting for her to come back. But the interesting thing about this is after the promo, Lacey Evans' music hits and she does her normal thing. She walks down to the ring.
Like a lady.
But instead of just walking back,
she's about to turn back.
Ow! Right in the kisser.
Women's right.
Hits Becky Lynch right in the face.
Yep.
And they start brawling. Becky locks in the disarmer, but Lacey manages to escape.
They
the
kind of
officials
separate them. Yeah.
And a big standoff, a huge push for Lacey Evans right off the bat. Obviously, we saw her in the Rumble. She lasted a long time in that match. It wasn't the best showing for her, I would argue.
But clearly they've got big plans for her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't mind this at all, you know.
No?
I don't mind it. I think it's all right to give Becky hopefully Becky beats her, but it's all right to give Becky an opponent of kind of lower stature or someone that the fans might be less familiar with, rather than just chucking her into another massive feud straight after WrestleMania. I think this is totally fine.
Yeah, totally. I'm just very glad that it seems like the Lacey Evans walking shtick is reaching a conclusion. This will hopefully be the last time we see it. And I think if, maybe she will suffer nerves with big marquee matches, Becky Lynch is the one that's going to bring great matches out of her. If anyone could do it, it's Becky.
It's Becky, yeah.
Next up, the team of Aleister Black and Ricochet take on Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. And the match itself was decent, but this is more about what happened after the match.
Weird little stuff going on. I'm really hyped up about this.
Yeah.
Basically, I think this has a lot of promise. I'm quite excited. So the match was pretty good. Quite a few near falls and stuff. It wasn't like the best match in the world or anything, but it was perfectly fine. Good action. The crowd seemed a bit distracted. They were doing the wave and stuff during this one, which got a bit of hate on social media, because that's the flip side of the Raw After Mania crowd. Sometimes they add to segments, sometimes they take away from them.
Yeah, totally.
But no, it was a good match. As expected, Aleister Black and Ricochet picked up the clean victory.
Yes.
But just after the bell, Bobby Roode got a little sucker punch in on Ricochet, didn't he?
It was a heel turn. Chad Gable.
Do you think it was a heel turn?
I really do. For Bobby Roode, I think it's a heel turn. Chad Gable seemed sort of a little bit confused with what was going on. He was looking at Bobby, he's like, I wasn't expecting
This is why I'm excited. This is what I'm excited about.
Because we're going to get heel Bobby Roode, finally.
Right.
He's so much stronger as a heel.
And therefore, hopefully, babyface Chad Gable, single star Chad Gable.
Such a natural babyface.
Really needs to happen as well, because he's great.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll likely get a little mini rivalry, Bobby Roode versus Chad Gable, in the next few months.
Yeah.
That's exciting. And yeah, if this leads to Bobby Roode being heel, he's just the best at it.
I can't believe he's been babyface for so long.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
It hasn't worked. Next up, it's time for Dean Ambrose's final WWE match, but it's not really a match at all. So Dean's out in the ring, and then out comes Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Lio Rush has got the mic at first.
Yeah, this was really
This was weird, and he
weird.
wasn't saying anything. They were walking to the ring, and the mic was there. It was like he was about to say anything. Then they get on the apron, he hands Bobby Lashley the mic, and Bobby Lashley says, "You're leaving, but don't worry, I'll keep an eye on your wife.
I'll be your
for you.
new daddy. I'll look after your wife.
I'll look after your wife for you.
Very Samoa Joe-esque.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Really
I didn't think about
Samoa
Dean Ambrose just loses it instantly. They scrap up the ramp. Dean hits Dirty Deeds at the top, sets up an announce table, but Lashley hits a huge spear.
Leo the numbers game kind of got in his way. Like Leo distracted him a bit. Lashley hit the spear and then slammed Dean onto the table. And then Renee was checking on him.
Yeah.
She's like, is he all right? He's my husband after all.
It very much appears that Dean Ambrose is absolutely going.
Do you think this was the last appearance we'll see from him on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, they did something in the dark segment, I believe.
Yes, after the show. Rollins, Reigns and Dean all did that in the ring. And then they weren't like... It seemed legit, like maybe the sort of final farewell. This seems real.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was interesting.
It was interesting.
I quite like it. It got got Bobby some of the heat back that he lost after losing to Finn at WrestleMania fairly quickly.
Yep.
Fairly quickly. I think it was effective, what it was doing. Big thank you Ambrose chants, which was really nice.
Yeah, it was nice to see.
And it'd be interesting to see, I guess, what Ambrose does next as well.
Oh, definitely.
It's been a captivating few months.
That actually
of
has.
Ambrose.
The captivating career, you might say, of Dean Ambrose.
Next up, out comes a big return. It is the return. You're very excited about this.
I love Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn is back and he wants a match. He cuts a quick
all
promo.
over, cuts his hair.
Yeah, he's hardly got any hair at all. So it's a great one. And then he says, yeah, I could go for a match right now. And introduce himself. You might
Seems
not
to be a
remember me.
babyface now, actually.
Well. They have, I would say, match of the night.
He and Bálor have a really good match, actually. Yeah, it was pretty good stuff. They've got really tremendous chemistry, harking back to their days in NXT together. Yeah. And I was going to say predictably Finn Bálor picks up the victory, but it's the Raw after Mania. Anything can happen. Yeah. But kind of predictably, Finn Bálor picks up the clean victory, carrying on his momentum from the night before when he won the IC title, and then. Oh,
what a promo.
Oh, I loved it.
One of the best promos of the year.
Do you think?
Genuinely, I really, really enjoyed it. So, Sami is standing in the ring, and the fans are applauding him.
Yeah.
They're really, really super behind him. And he says that he thought that coming out here would really cure what ails him. But in fact, he hasn't missed this at all. He hasn't missed you people at all.
There was a bit of a swerve. First he went, you really have missed me.
Yes.
And everyone went, yeah. And then he went, but I haven't missed any of you people.
And then he does his best Triple H. It's a sort of mini pipe bomb. It was really, really interesting. And he runs down.
Smart, basically.
Me and you.
Yeah, me and you. He went like, you're all cynical.
Yeah.
You can't face your own cynicism, so you turn it outwards on people like me.
Yep.
Who give their all and all that sort of stuff.
Totally. It was sort of shades of Daniel Bryan's character, but it was unique enough. It was really, really effective. And I'm very, very glad that he is remaining heel.
Yeah.
Because I was worried at the beginning of Sami Zayn's heel turn that he wouldn't be able to pull it off because he's such a natural babyface.
Yeah.
But that sort of cringeworthy, annoying, like everybody loves me, so that sort of thing. It worked so well, and this is a new development to his character, which I think is going to be really effective.
Yeah, me too. I just hope, because a few people in our chat stream was saying actually that a few of them were getting reminded of when Ambrose turned heel, when he was calling people ugly and like internally all messed up, and they were saying, oh, it's a bit Ambrose. So I really hope that it doesn't go in that direction. I hope that they give Sami a lot of creative control with this, because he seems to be pretty good when he's given a bit more of a longer leash to work with. So, but it has really, really a lot of promise, though.
Totally, and he finishes the promo saying, "See you in hell," teasing the Sami Zayn-Kane feud that we've all been asking for a long time.
Since 2001, 2002. Can't wait.
We then get
Adam.
We then get a promo from your favourite wrestler, my favourite wrestler, probably Jack's favourite wrestler.
Don't speak for yourself. What are you talking about? First of all, their favourite wrestler as well?
No, I said that.
No, I know I'm saying, what do you mean? Their favourite wrestler as well?
The WWE Universe's favourite wrestler, the Forgotten Son, Mojo Rawley. He's looking in the mirror once again, but...
Where were you at WrestleMania, he's saying? Where were you?
in the armbar.
Yeah, it was really sad.
And then it pans out, and there's this sort of blue face paint, like he's been to a fun fair. All over his face. The mirror's all smashed up, broken Mojo Rawley. His face is distorted because of the mirror. Shades of Red Dragon. Great film. What are they doing with Mojo Rawley? Will this work? Ugh. Next up, we get a segment from Elias. Elias was, of course, laid out by John Cena, the doctor of thugonomics at WrestleMania. Word life. This is basic thugonomics. And he runs down the crowd, and then he does a little rap of his own.
He spits some bars. Elias has bars, that's what we've learned.
It was good, he was good.
And he says if anyone interrupts him, then that person is a dead man. And we went, no way.
Absolutely not.
No chance. And then it it actually was just was the Undertaker.
The Undertaker comes out.
Even when he came out, we were like, is that going to be him or is that going to be a joke? Is that going to be someone else? It was the Undertaker.
It was him. He had his mitts out for some reason.
He was ready to fight.
And then 20 minutes later, when he got to the ring, Elias looks like he was going to back off, but no, he approaches the Undertaker.
Put his weapon down.
Yeah, he's got a guitar.
And then did he go to punch him?
Yeah, and then the Undertaker lays him out.
It took so long.
It was long, but it's the Undertaker. We know it's going to take long.
Yeah.
It was cool to see the Undertaker. We didn't see him at WrestleMania for the first time in so long.
Is this going to lead to anything, or is this just an excuse to get him on the show?
Elias has been calling out both John Cena and the Undertaker in interviews in the run-up to WrestleMania, and I just thought, hey, this is a guy who's just like begging for a feud. Obviously, anyone would want a feud with John Cena or the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that? But it looks like. I don't think we're going to. Maybe at the next Saudi show we'll get Elias versus Taker.
In a buried alive match. Whoa.
So good to see Taker back. We won't see him next week, but see him the week before the next Saudi show.
Yeah, great stuff.
It's main event time and both titles are on the line. You all right?
Yeah, just this
was deflating.
Oh man, this really did leave a sour taste in the mouth of what otherwise was a pretty strong show, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. So it's Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins, obviously. WWE title and the Universal title are on the line.
Plenty of time, half an hour on the clock.
Oh, totally.
They're going to have a match of the year candidate. It's going to be amazing.
Yep, absolutely. Both men get to show off how great they are, and they're two people with great chemistry. As we saw in the match, which maybe lasted 6 or 7 minutes, it was just getting going when the Bar, SmackDown superstars, the Bar,
so
for some reason, interrupt the match, causing the DQ. Kofi Kingston's the winner, but obviously he doesn't win the title because of that. And this was ridiculous. It was just stupid.
Our stream as well had a lot of different opinions flying around. I personally thought that Rollins was going to, because his promo that he cut backstage slightly earlier was very heelish. He was like, well, Kofi's a B+ player, this is my show. And I thought, are we going to get heel Rollins? I thought maybe just to avoid them switching one of the belts, that Rollins would be in trouble and then just get himself DQ'd and run away.
Another dick kick or something.
A dick kick,
it's in his arse.
And balls. But instead, a lot of people were saying Undisputed Era are going to run out and ruin it. You know, Adam Cole's debut on the main roster. But instead, no, the Bar, which really doesn't link with Kofi or the New Day. Oh, sorry, Kofi or Rollins at all, really.
No.
I can't see why.
It made absolutely no sense. Anyway, holla holla, player. This sets up a tag team match between the babyfaces Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston. Taking on the Bar. And what was that? It was a good match. That's the most annoying thing.
That's a good match, but the crowd, rightly so, were really down on it.
Chanting, "This is BS."
Yeah.
Or really
Can't
pissed
even
off.
blame them because they were promised this huge match in the main event, and then it was taken away after a few minutes for basically a standard Raw TV main event.
Yeah, nobody would have minded had the match, the singles match, ended in shenanigans. It would have been frustrating, but there would have been some sort of storyline progression.
Yeah.
There's no hint that that's going to happen. Maybe we'll be wrong. Maybe something will happen on SmackDown, and this will all make sense. But it was just weird. The match itself, the tag match, was good.
Yeah, it was decent.
It was a good match.
It's just,
and that's the weird.
It's just hard to overlook what led up to it. You know.
Yeah, and there were no surprises. Kofi and Seth pick up the win.
Yeah.
And then. Was it a fist bump? Yeah, fist bump.
Yeah, they're both like, you're all right, and you're all right as well. We're both champions, and we're better than these two mid-card heels. Get it.
Graphic appears, fade to black, no Undisputed Era, no nothing.
It's a shame.
Nothing.
It was a pretty strong show all the way through, and then just at the end.
They've had 2 bad nights of slightly sour taste. You know what I mean? Right at the end, the finish, just sort of letting everything else down. I'm not saying that the women's triple threat was bad by any means, but the finish absolutely was abrupt and weird.
Yes.
And we had another weird finish tonight. I guess we'll see what happens on SmackDown tomorrow night. Once again, we will be doing a stream.
Yep. Yeah,
I thought you were saying
yeah, we will. Don't forget to join us with that. And also, thanks to everyone who watched this time around, because we had a really good turnout on the stream. It's crazy.
Loads of people in the chat. It was really, really fun, very enjoyable. We will see you tomorrow night.
Excellent.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.